excitement, sinful, sizzling, lustful, juicy, Bacchanal. Welcome, wonderful people. What's up? What's the scene? How are you going? Welcome and welcome back to my channel. Today, I am going to let you know what are the best books that I read in 2020. When I tell you these books were good, they were good. It had everything that you're looking for in a good book. It had adventure, it had excitement, it had Bacchanal, it had drama. Tell me what books that you read in 2020 that was so good, that you just fell in love with. You tell me in the comment section down below. First up, we have Conversions by Misty Walker. This book was so good. It has elements of like racism in it. You have Giana and you have Tiana. Giana is white, Tiana is black, and they are both in college. Giana grew up in a household with an abusive father, and he's also part of a white supremacist organization, and he wants Giana to be a part of this organization. So as a child, he would take Giana to these rallies. And then you have Tiana, she grew up in a household with strong black women, so she's like, she knows about life, and they meet under some life or death situations, and they become close friends. And throughout the story, you see where Giana and Tiana, they go through so many obstacles, they go through so many challenges in being together. Because let me tell you, Giana's father did not let them be. He did not let them be. This man tried all kind of things to break up these people. Giana and Tiana, they made it through. They had their happily ever after, but it was not easy. Right? It was not easy. This book was so exciting. It had so many elements, and you are just going to be turning page after page after page after page because it is so good. It is so adventurous and it is dramaful. You're like, what again? What could possibly happen to Tiana and Giana again? So read this book. It was that good. I also read Transcendence by Shey Walker, and it was funny. This was hilarious, right? It was set in prehistoric time. I have never read any book set in prehistoric times. I was like, what is this? But let me tell you, it was so funny. These two characters, Elizabeth and Ed, or Beth for short. So Beth is like this 21st century woman, and she somehow magically end up in prehistoric time and come face to face with this caveman. And this caveman is like, oh, she is mine, right? I am going to protect her. I am going to provide for her. And you know what? I'm going to get her pregnant, because that is what he knows, and that is all he's focused on. And Elizabeth is like, where the hell am I? What going on here? What going on here? And Elizabeth, she does all sorts of things because she wants to get back to her time, and it doesn't happen. And then when she realizes, you know what? I am just stuck here. I'm going to make the best out of it. She starts to get attracted to Ed. And Ed didn't like nothing better, right? He liked nothing better. And eventually Elizabeth, she gives up the cookie, she gives up the punky, right? She gives up that honey pot. When Ed, after trying and trying and trying for a number of weeks to get the punky, to get the cookie, right? To get the honey pot, you know what he did? All I want to know what happened to Ed. He couldn't handle it. He couldn't handle it. When Elizabeth was ready to rest it on him, he couldn't handle it. But you know what? It was just so funny and it was so hilarious. And you see Ed doing all sorts of things, and Elizabeth, she had to put on some 20th century moves on him, right? Some 21st century moves. She had to show him how to handle it, what to do. You guys, this book was good. It was funny, it was entertaining, it was intriguing from the first chapter to the end, and you wanted more of Ed and you wanted more of Elizabeth. Another exciting, intriguing Bacchanal book that I read in 2020 was Welcome to the Dark Side by Giana, darling. Listen, this book is going to have you fanning. This author wrote some kind of lustful, sensual, sizzling scenes. I was like, what the hell? I was like, Anyhow, so it centers on Louise and Zeus. Zeus is part of an MC, right? He's the president of the MC. So you know this is an MC romance. And in an MC romance, it's bacchanal, it's drama, it's violence, it's everything. So it's everything again, wrapped up in this one book. Welcome to the dark side. So, Louise is a church-going girl. If she gets her good grades, she's also 17 and the mayor's daughter. And Zeus had some beef with some other gang and it had a shootout outside the church. And Louise, she was probably like 12 or so, and she saw Zeus, and for some reason she ran to Zeus for Zeus to protect her. And we're like, okay. And she gets shot, she ends up in the hospital, and for some reason she just becomes attached to Zeus. Zeus ends up in prison and she starts writing to Zeus. There's nothing sexual about these writings or communications. And Zeus is like, why does child write to me? I don't have time for that. I'm a big man, right? But he realized, you know what, she just wants somebody to talk to, so he writes back to her while he's in prison.
Much later.
Fast forward 5 years, Zeus comes out of prison. Wait, did I forget to mention that Zeus is 19 years Louise senior? Yeah, so he's 38. So Louise is 17 and he's 38, right? Anyhow, they bounce up. Sparks happen, and Zeus is like, I try, right? I try, but you know what happened? He gave in. And let me tell you, these scenes in this book between Louise and Zeus, they are so erotic and they are so explosive. They are dynamite together. When you're reading it, you're gonna be like this, right? You're gonna be like this because it's that hot. It is that sizzling. And if you want some more, right, of Zeus, and if you want some more of that sizzling, sinful writing, check out the rest of the series. It's part of the Fallen Men series, so check it out. Welcome to the dark side. It's just book 2. You have 6 books in this series, and I'm sure they're all hot because you know what? I plan to read the rest because it's that good. And you know when something that good, you know what it is do? Another good read of 2020 for me was Heartbeat by Kasey Martin. Let me tell you, you know it has some families where it have real secrets, and it always have one person that don't know nothing, that have no idea that the family involved in criminal activities. In this book, you have Dr. Lennox Nash and you have Raven Bishop. Now, Dr. Nash, he know what's going on with his family, right? He know his family involved in some criminal activities. But Raven, you know nothing, right? Because she come from an elite family, right? An elite black family. She just minding her business, doing her interior decorating and making money. So she gets married to Dr. Lennox Nash. And as their relationship builds, things start to be revealed. Family bacchanal, family drama, when all these things start to come out, because McGill didn't know nothing. Raven didn't know nothing. But when Lennox and Raven got married, they promised, 1, to put each other first, and 2, to never keep secrets. So when all this family drama started to happen, and when all these secrets started to get revealed, it only made their relationship stronger. And let me tell you something, Lennox could put it down. Lennox could handle business. He could handle his business, and he could handle Raven right. So she was handled right up. She couldn't ask for more. In the bed, I don't know what Dr. Lennox studied, but my boy was explosive. My boy was... Why I'm focusing on him? Together, Lennox and Raven were intriguing. They were explosive. They were wet in the sheets. And they are going to have you fanning or wanting to turn on the AC unit. I enjoyed reading this book. It had some moments that were pretty emotional, but it all made for a better read, right? Because it kept you wanting more of Raven and more of Lennox. I read Earn Me by Nia Arthurs, and this is the first book in the Love Repair series. Let me tell you, you know when it have some husbands out there and they do something and the wife is like, no, I had enough. I packing up and I go in. That is what this book is about. This is what this story is about. So in this story, you have Natalia and Stone. And Natalia found out that her husband did something and kept it hidden from her for a number of years. When she find out, she's like, no, I'm not having this. Nia packed up her shit and she left. She moved in with her mom. And Stone comes home from work. Wife, where are thou? Tell no wife. Because your wife found out, she leave a letter and she gone. So throughout this book, you have Stone trying to win back the love, trying to win back trust of his wife. This man grovel, he beg, he cry, he apologize. I was like, huh? And it made for a very entertaining, hilarious, funny read. It was a slow burner, but when Stone went back Natalia, talk about sweetness, talk about sinfulness and lustfulness, hey. The man had to work for that cupcake, he had to work for that cookie, and he was rewarded well. So, try to get your hands on this book. It was very good. It was great. It was a page turner, because for me, when I read that first page, I was like, what kind of drama is this? What kind of Bacchanal is this? And I wanted more. And you know, we Caribbean people, we like a Bacchanal and a drama. You had it all in this book. Don't forget to check me out on Bookstagram. I am there too. I joined. So yes, so this brings me to the end of my video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, leave a comment, and hit that notification bell. See you when I drop a next one.